Companies need to start looking at their employees' needs seriously if they want to stay in the business. As companies struggle with engagement and keeping employees loyal, Legion Richardson, HR Director of McDonald's Malaysia, said organizations should listen to their staff and customers' needs to build people engagement. Employees today are not as loyal as in previous generations. If we ignore their needs, then we may be out of business. Legion said, listening is one aspect of aiding engagement, the other is being willing and able to deliver these needs more effectively. There is an old saying that people are the greatest assets of a business, but in today's terms people can become a liability if we don't hire the right people with the right values, Legion said. While he agrees, employees today are not only aiming for higher salaries and benefits, Legion said they are also looking at companies that offer flexibility, a fun working environment, and learning and career development opportunities. Career growth and empowerment to make decisions have become an integral part of employee engagement. Today's talent only want to be associated with the best employers, therefore being branded as an employer of choice gives the company the competitive advantage. While HR technology is becoming more frequently used by Malaysian HR practitioners, many are still uncertain about how to begin implementing these systems. Lai Tak Ming, HR Director at Gamuda Berhad, said if faced with the choice of purchasing the system from the existing system provider or building your own HR system, HR heads should always go for the first option to minimize customization. Tak Ming said that Gamuda built their own EHR systems some years ago, but found it to be a big challenge for multiple reasons. This included long hours spent by internal HR practitioners who needed to study and pinpoint their needs from the program from scratch. This heavily impacted HR practitioners' time management and reduced their focus on daily and strategic HR concerns. Additionally, Tak Ming said he faced challenges when staff left the company. There is a lack of continuity on the part of the developers and programmers and even the HR person involved, he said. When they resign and a new person comes in, the newcomers have to relearn or get used to certain programming language or platform. The working program is often not properly documented, which makes it hard to transfer the knowledge and experience to those who are continuing to do the work. Tak Ming said HR professionals should be clear about the quality of vendors out there before purchasing any systems, looking at their reliability, after-sales support, rollout support, and that their personnel are available locally. A total of 40,021 job opportunities will be created by 2020 after the new National Key Economic Area (NKEA) projects come into effect. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak recently announced 11 new NKEA projects under the Economic Transformation Program (ETP). The new projects are worth a cumulative 6.68 billion ringgit in investments and are expected to take in a gross national income (GNI) of 1.129 billion ringgit. Among the projects, 5 are under the Healthcare NKEA, and the remaining are in the NKEA of Oil, Gas and Energy, Communications Content and Infrastructure, Business Services, Tourism and Education, the STAR reported. The biggest investment among these will be spent on a project to develop Greater Kuala Lumpur that involves 5.23 billion ringgit. The project is to regenerate and revitalize the old township of Petaling Jaya. The PJ Central Garden City development, which will cover some 40 acres, is poised to be the new Green Central Business District of Selangor, supporting Kuala Lumpur and other business hubs around the city and state, said Najib. The property development project, under Nusa Gapana Development, is set to create 36,828 new jobs, with a GNI impact of 522.97 million ringgit. Workers are facing the very real possibility that their current job roles will no longer exist in the near future. Pete Baker, HR Director for Asia Pacific at Maersk Line, said even before leaders worry about disappearing jobs, it is important to keep in mind roles are constantly evolving. There's no longer an end state or a fixed job description that will always remain because people's responsibilities and skills needed would change on an almost year-to-year basis, Baker said. Thanks to globalization and technology, Da Vinci Institute founder Thomas Frey told New Zealand Herald, an expected 2 billion jobs will be automated out of existence by 2030. We have to create new industries, new jobs at a faster rate than ever before. We don't currently have the systems in place to create an additional 2 billion jobs in the next 18 years, so we need to get on the ball and do that. Therefore, Baker said HR has to prepare staff, not just for the possibility of losing their jobs, but also make sure they are able to transition into future roles, be it within the company or elsewhere. As HR, the natural temptation is often to maximize short-term benefits and functional mastery when developing employees. However, we have the responsibility to not just give to people the functional and technical skills for the job as it's currently done, but also help them realize the job will be done differently, Baker said. He added HR has the obligation to look at it from the employee's perspective and give them the skills they are going to need to manage the changes. A teaching assistant has been awarded a whopping £800,000 payout after she tripped and fell at school, dislocating her finger. The payout is believed to be the highest ever in the education sector. Julianne Huddart has been battling for her compensation since the incident at her Lancashire school in 2003, in which she also injured her elbow. She has since been diagnosed with reflex sympathetic dystrophy, a fault in the nervous system that causes swelling and pain. Huddart's payout is just one of many in recent years in the education sector, including a teacher who was awarded £200,000 after slipping on a grape, and an additional £173,595 for dislocating her ankle while on playground duty. The growing payouts culture is believed to be partly driven by schools and local authorities settling out of court to minimize their losses.